Hello, my name is Joseph Pirayo. I want to welcome you to this portion of In the Beginning, Ashur. As always, thank you for watching this program. And this is a live program. If you have any questions, any comments you want to send us, if I can answer during the live show, I will. If not, we always do a Q&A and cover those questions and comments. Also, you can watch Assyria TV on X, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also you can go to assyriatv.org. More than almost like now 6,000 videos available on different subjects and this program also. So, today's subject there's a book out there, it's called Missing Links Discovered in Assyrian Tablets. And have a short story regarding the missing link. So, what is missing link? It's can we show that like what people or whoever scientists, whatever it is, that they used to use that term missing link, and the missing link is I don't know if I can see it here. So, what is the missing link? So the missing link is supposed to be that creature that shows the direct evolutionary transformation of ape to man. Anthropologists and scientists through the fossil record are trying to find it. I don't know if they have found it or not, but we have a photo. Can you show that photograph of that missing link? Like in the evolutionary process from a certain ape moving to the man, there was this creature that according to the evolution theory, there was there before it became man. So the first time I encountered that term, if I want to put it that way, is when I was back in high school, in Turlock High School. I used to play soccer, or as we say, football, in Turlock High, and we were in locker room. We after the game, we were changing. I took off my shirt, and these I don't know what to say. These white boys, they just like their eyes went like this. Like one of them said, "Oh, King Kong," and the other one said, "Oh no, he's missing link." And I had just had a little bit more hair than they did, and I understood King Kong, but I didn't understand what missing link was. And I checked it out, and I found out missing link is that creature that is between ape and man, and they compared me to that. So, but I guess they were just having fun. I don't think I'm the missing link. I know some that might be missing link, but that's another story. So when this book, I heard about that book. It said missing links discovered in Assyrian tablets. I was excited because I'm thinking about that same missing link, that creature, and the Assyrian tablets. All these excavations done, 1850s, layered, and all these other people that found rediscovered the Ashur nation. And I thought maybe there's something in those tablets regarding this missing link that these people are talking about. Well, it happened to be something totally different. So, this book, the name of the author, we have a photo of him. His name is E. Raymond Cap. He was born 1914 and he passed away in 1993. He was born in Los Angeles and he died in Camarillo, sometime somewhere in California. And in the book, in the beginning of the book, it talks about there is an opening. Like when somebody writes a book, there is a what they call it acknowledgement. Somebody writes something about the author, that who the author is, and in part of it, it says that this guy Cap holds a Master of Arts degree in Christian history and biblical archaeology from Covenant College, Lake Wales, Florida. Until that time that I read the book, I didn't know there was that field of biblical archaeology. I knew about archaeology, I knew about fields of Christian history and all these things, but this guy has Masters of Art in biblical archaeology. Whatever that is, we will find out what we're talking about. He's talking about here. and he has California State teaching credentials in biblical archaeology and history. So he has a lot of credentials, and this dean of the graduate school in the Covenant College is writing this regarding the author that gives him credential that this author knows what he is talking about. And the first page then you open in the book is a photo. Can we show that photo, Tiklat Pilasser? It opens up with that photo. It's a bigger photo here. This book is like in pieces right now, all these papers. But it says Tiglath-Pileser the third, king of Assyria, from 745 to 727 BC, also known by his native name Pul or Pulu in Babylonian texts. He stands in his war chariot together with the driver and the third man, sometimes translated captain. So that's how the book starts, with a photo of Tiglath-Pileser III, and the preface. This author is trying to tell us why he's writing the book. So if you allow me, I'm going to read like a couple of paragraphs real quick. So it says, for centuries, our most famous seats of learning, universities, colleges, and theological institutions have been at a loss to solve the question: what was the ultimate fate of the so-called lost tribes of Israel in Assyrian captivity? He's like questioning it. So all these years we've been looking for these lost tribes, we are finding him that they were in Assyrian captivity. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. It says, what was the ultimate fate of the so-called lost tribes of Israel in the Assyrian captivity? Sorry. Although there is an abundance of prophecy in the Bible concerning the destiny of the house of Israel, there is no record of its history in exile. The prevailing theory held by modern theologians is that they were cast away, simply integrated with the people of the lands of their captivity. However, such conclusions are in contradictions to the everlasting covenants God made with Abraham and his descendants. And he goes through different verses of the Bible. And he says also these prophets both foretold of the Israelite captivity. They made it very plain Israel would not be lost forever, but eventually be restored as a nation. Seemingly, the ancient Assyrians alone, that's the part that's interesting, seemingly ancient Assyrians alone held the answer to this biblical problem. Beautiful. Then he says, but they and their kingdom have long since passed away. When I read that, I stopped for a second. I mean, may he rest in peace, he's passed away, but the guy has an MA, Master of Arts in Christian History, Biblical Archaeology, and he has found that our ancestors, the ancient Assyrians alone, have held the answer to these biblical problems of what happened to the lost tribes of Israel. And yet, he says, but they and their kingdom have long since passed away. Well, the kingdom has, but we haven't. See, sometimes when I look at some of these people that they're great at one subject, and when they talk about other things, we should be very careful, because he has great information regarding these tablets and how they are linking the past and present, that missing link that shows us who the lost tribes of Israel are today. But yet at the same time, this guy has no idea of who we are. It's 1985. The book was published 1985. He should have known. If you're talking about Christian history, everybody knows about the genocide, that Syrian genocide, Armenian genocide, Greek genocide by Ottoman Empire, the findings that they were done by Layard and all these other ones in 1850s. Somehow, and if I remember correctly, my sister told me there's this preacher that when he gets to the part about blessed be Assyria, the work of my hands, and the part that says there would be a highway and there'd be a blessing, the guy ignores that. And there are parts of Bible that doesn't speak very good about Ashur and the empire. If I'm not mistaken, that was the preacher that says because of what they did, they don't exist anymore. They were bad people. They were ruthless. And this guy here continues. He says, up to the middle of the 19th century, the student of ancient history had little or no knowledge of the Assyrians except what the Old Testament, the Greek historians could give him. From the Bible, we knew that Nineveh was the capital of a cruel and powerful nation whose people God used to punish Israel for her idolatry and disobedience. And the names of Assyrian kings, Tiglath-Pileser, Shalmaneser, Sargon, others are remembered as being synonymous with violence, cruelty, and sadistic killings. God help me not to make any comments about this person. He's gone. There is an old saying that God doesn't give with both hands. What I'm trying to say is that this guy has great information regarding the tablets, the decipherment, and how they are linked with our ancestors, and they're finding out that missing link, but yet at the same time, they don't know jack about who we are, even with these discoveries. However, as I was reading, the guy kind of makes up for it, kind of. And the first two chapters are dedicated to the land between the rivers and the Semitic people, the Ashur Empire, and all these good things. And I have some photos that are in the book. So we saw Tiglath-Pileser. We show the next one, and these are the ones in the book. And this is he makes up for this nonsense. He talks about the cruelty, violence, killings, and all these things. Like for empire to be empire, it doesn't talk about Romans and Greeks. And anyway, so this a clay tablet showing a map of the fields and canals near Nippur. And he has that photo in the book. And from that tablet, whatever is the remain of that clay tablet, they draw the actual wording. If you show the other one, which is the translation, and it shows that the fields, the canals, it's just I want to try to say that this guy he did his homework. In the beginning, they thought that we were cruel, we were what is the word? Violent. What was the other word? Sadistic killings. Sadistic killings. Anyway, so he kind of makes up, and the first two chapters of the book, as I said, he's dedicating to our people, land of between the river, the history, the cultivating, the things that they have done back there. Why? He's building up, if I'm not mistaken, he's building up why, not why, who these Assyrians, the Ashuri people are that are mentioned. And these are not just anybody that because they have tablets, we have to believe them or trust them. He starts to showing the history of our people. What is the other photo? Do we have the other photo? Let's go one by one. And that's the other part about the irrigation, like Tigris River, the ingenuity that our ancestors showed during the rainy season, how they collected water when the land became dry, so they will not lose their crops and everything. Other photo he has is from Naram Sin. Let me show that stele or stele they call it. Oh, is that the one? There's a mistake here. Where is this? It talks about an archer. Yeah, this one. The stele is the Naram Sin. I made a mistake. This book is so many pieces. I don't know what's going on here. Uh, just shows our history. Keeps going that okay, they were crude people, they were sadistic killers, yet they were great in, what else? There's another photo. I think that was the mounted archer that we have. Yeah. So he puts a photo of the mounted archer and he's communicating that, see, it's a tablet, right? But people that have civilization, he doesn't mention the part that we are the cradle of civilization, which is fine. I don't want to argue about what he does or he doesn't, but just by putting these photos here of our ancestors, of what they have left behind. See, without these tablets, without these clays that have writings on them, have the figures of people with horses, archers. Uh, what is the other one? We have war chariots, or which one is it? Right? An Assyrian king and his war chariot. Look at the not only that they're giving us a history of the Ashur nation, they're showing us back then they didn't have iPhone to take a photo and put it on Facebook or on X or Instagram, hey, this is my chariot, or this is my king, or this is my stele. This is the original, what we call tablets of today. We hold these tablets and look at them. These are the tablets that they are clay. And this is not easy work to do for somebody to get a chisel and hammer and be so perfect. When you look at this, you see a horse, you see the muscles, you see the legs, you see the chariot, you see the circle. Somebody was saying that the circle or the chariots were invented by somebody else. Like right there, this is at least 3,000 years old, if not more. So one thing good that Raymond E. Cabot is doing is making up for the nonsense that I guess maybe he's saying that by according to the Bible we were violent, cruel, and sadistic killers, but he's making up for it by showing our people. The other one, which I really like, let me show the other photo. These are battering rams, the tanks of today. Exact photo right here. I mean, this book, the first two chapters, is like such a vibrant history of our people. And this is a non-Ashuri that he has gone. He wants to talk about Bible. He wants to talk about tribes of Israel. But in order to to build the foundation, he's telling to the people of the world who we are, what has been our achievements in regard to what our ancestors have left. And the last photo that I have from that part, I believe, is that Lamasu, or is it? Right? Oh, this another one. Oh, the lion. Yeah, I forgot about that. I sent so many photos, I forgot. The Assyrian king hunting a lion. Look at that lion, you know, the way that it's carved. I mean, it's amazing. There is another lion at the bottom. If you can see, there are arrows and the other one, the male lion, is attacking, and there's been hunting, the horse, chariots, the wheel. Look at that. Our ancestors, this is how they communicate. That we, who are the descendants of these people, are descendant of people that have made contributions to the world. That even though they found out some, what they call it, some 150 years ago, but we being here, we are a proof of these people. Last but not least is Lamasu, that winged man-head lion. This one is he's calling it lion, but looks like more like uh, bull. And this was in Ashurbanipal's palace in Nimrud. So he covers Raymond Raymond Cap. He's starting with who Ashur people are, right? And the emphasis is that these people, what they have done, even though he doesn't know we exist today, but at the same time, he knows about us more than an average Ashuri. And it's interesting that the excitement that these people that are in, how should I put it, intellectuals, they want to learn about civilizations, about history, about everything that is connecting us to the past. When these people find out about who we are, as I mentioned in one of the books, I don't have it here, when Nineveh was discovered and they found out that there is another civilization that is older than Egypt. And they said France and the rest of the Europe was on fire. They were like, "Oh my God, we thought this is the cradle of civilization, but there was another one that is older." And So I don't want to go too much into that because I just want to emphasize that that we have, the importance that we as Ashuri have made, and we still have to make. I'll get to that part before the end of the show. And as I mentioned, this book is about missing links regarding the tribes of Israel, the lost tribes. And Raymond E. Capt is telling us that by these tablets, we know where they are, and goes on and tells us, either through archaeology or Bible combination, relating them to each other. The Assyrians, Samuel Tunk says the Assyrians kept the Israelites and Akkadians kept the Judea and Samaria. Tehata is true? I don't know what that is. So that is true. Okay, thanks. So I don't know about the Akkadian part. The thing is that yeah, the Assyrians kept the Israelites and Akkadian kept the Judea and Samaria. Well, I don't know about the Samaria because Samaria was conquered by Ashur. The thing is that from what I know about history, Judea was, I don't know about kept. They took him, but nothing was kept because Ashur took the Israelites or the 10 tribes, the northern kingdom, and kept him, but then Ashur kingdom was gone. So it's not that they kept him, they took him. Same thing. I don't know if it's Akkadian, but from what I know, it's Babylonian. Nebuchadnezzar, he comes, destroys Jerusalem, the temple, the palaces, and everything, and takes the rest of the Judah back to captivity in Babylon. Again, they were taken, kept. Babylon Empire was destroyed by the Persian Empire later. So those empires were destroyed. But thanks for sharing this information because this is the part that uh, ECAPT is continuing is that, okay, who is the Israel? When they're talking about the lost tribes, you have to understand what is the lost tribe, tribe of Israel. First, who is Israel according to the Bible, and the tribes, and they lost, and where they went, how we cannot keep track of them, and all these good things, right? So the name Israel, according to Bible, the story goes that there was this guy, Abram. Later, his name is changed to Abraham. Abram, in our language, is very simple. Abram, meaning high father. High father, his name is changed. God chooses him, tells him that you go to this place, I will give it to you and your descendants. The kings, nations will come out of you, and you will be like the sand of the sea, and your numbers will be like the sand of the sea and the stars of heaven. Then, in the same promise, he gives to his son Isaac that he has from his wife, forgot Sarah. Then the promise from Isaac goes to his son Jacob. Jacob's name is changed, later becomes Israel. And the promises stars of heaven, sands of the sea, and nations, kings, and everything that's going to come out of Jacob that later becomes Israel is passed down to him from Abraham, Isaac to Israel. Israel then has through four different women, he has 12 boys. And these boys that he has, when they are in let's say Judea, in Samaria or whatever, what is it called? Canaan, the land of Canaan. When they are in that land, the famine that comes, Joseph is in Egypt, takes everybody, 70 of them to Egypt. They stay there for some time. Then another Pharaoh comes up and starts treating them like slaves. Moses takes him, God tells Moses, go bring him to the promised land. And when they come out of the land, we see the structure of these 12 tribes. And these 12 tribes are the name of 12 sons of Joseph, sons of Jacob, Israel. Firstborn Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, and Issachar and Zebulun. These are through his wife Leah, one of his wives. Then he has Dan and Naphtali through Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid. Gad and Asher, these are the sons through Zilpah, Leah's maid. Then at the end, he has Joseph and Benjamin. It's good to be the king, I guess. I don't know. So he has 12 sons, and each of these sons, when they come out of Egypt, the way Moses structures is that each tribe, each uh, of these sons, they have their names are certain groups. So he divides them by these 12. And when they come to the promised land, Joshua brings them and they start taking the land. God tells them who goes where. But before that happens, while Joseph is in Egypt and he's showing his kids to Jacob, Jacob takes these two sons. He says, these are mine. He adopts them. He says, they are like Reuben and Simeon, my sons. So what happens, Joseph gets two parts. So the 12 sons become 13. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm trying to go to where that 10 tribes is coming from. So when he adopts them and he puts his hand in a like an X shape, the younger, he puts his right hand, the older his left hand. He says the younger would be bigger and this and that. Regardless, we have 13 names. So Joseph gets double portion when they come to the land. Maybe that would make more sense. Can we show that map? No, the other one. So this is the map that they have the 12 tribes of Israel. And when you look at them in the map, you see there is no name here that says Joseph. Because Joseph, his name was taken out, he got double portion, and his sons Manasseh and Ephraim. When you're looking at the map, you see those 10 brothers, and you see Manasseh and Ephraim, and the brother that you don't see is Levi. So what happens is those 13, when Joseph's name is out and Manasseh and Ephraim is added, when they come to the promised land, God tells to the tribe of Levi or Levi, he says, you will not receive land, you will not receive a fight in the military or anything, but you will go to each of these portion, the 12 locations, and you will be their spiritual leaders. You be the priests, you be the one that helps them with their faith. So Levi is not receiving land. Manasseh and Ephraim, the sons of Joseph, they receive Joseph's portion, that are two parts. After all of this, we get to the 12 tribes. And when they become the 12 tribes, for a long time, they were judges that they were ruling over these 12 tribes. Then they complained to God, we want a king like everybody else. So Saul becomes king over 12 tribes. King David become king later after him over 12 tribes. Solomon becomes king over 12 tribes. Solomon, when he dies, since he messed up and he started worshiping idols, God tells him that when you die, the kingdom is separated, becomes north and south. When it becomes north and south, south would be two tribes, Benjamin and Judah. And the reason is Benjamin is part of it because Jerusalem was in the territory of Benjamin. So Judah and Benjamin become the southern portion, and the northern portion becomes Israel, those 10 tribes. And Levi, who was in all of these tribes, when Israel separated itself from Judah, they started worshiping idols. So all these Levites came down to the Judah portion. So in reality, the Joseph portion that got two, they become 10 tribes. Nine brothers from Joseph and Manasseh become 10. And at the south, Judah and Ephraim, who had land, and Levi was their spiritual. You got it? I know it's like trying to adjust, but I'm hoping I'm clear on that part, that when it comes for these missing links to understand them, is that Ashur came and invaded the northern kingdom. Now, I will continue with this the next program to go specifically on the tablets and details like this. But there are ever since I was exposed to this information, I have asked when I used to talk to some of these clergy, Ashuri and non-Ashuri, and I asked them about, the lost tribes in the Bible. They said, well, the Jews, this and that. I said, there is a difference between Jews and Israelites, right? They said, what are you talking about? Like Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom. They said, no, they're all the same. Israel, Jew, the same. The first time that the separation is made and is mentioned in the Bible. Can we show this? And it's regarding Ashuri king. Can we show that verse? This is 2 Kings chapter 16, verse 6. At that time, Rezin king of Aram recovered Elah for Aram by driving out the men of Judah. Is that the only one I've sent you? You don't have the other one, huh? That's my bad. I thought I sent that one too. Yeah, I can send it to you because that's the one that, what they call it. There are two parts. Yeah, it didn't come. It's all right. So this is Second King. I tried to send it twice, so it doesn't show. That's fine. 2 Kings 16:6. 2 Kings 16:6. It's good to have the Bible handy, and I'm reading from George Lams's Bible. So as you see here, it says at that time, Rezin king of Aram recovered Elah for Aram by driving out the men of Judah. Edomites then moved into Elah and have lived there to this day. Then, verse 7. So Ahaz, king of Judah, sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria. This is verse 7, chapter 16, 2 Kings. Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am your servant and your son. Come up and save me from the hands of the king of Aram and from the hands of the king of Israel, who are risen up against me. So if Israel and Judah are the same, right? They're fighting against each other. Ahaz comes and kisses, he says, sends messenger to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am your servant, Riguchiven, no Karetan, and your son. I am your servant and your son. This is the king of Judah. And he says that king of Israel has come up against me. If they are all the same, how come they're fighting against each other? This is one of the problems that I had with like Bible teaching, Bible studying. And, some people say, well, we have Jesus Christ, we are saved, this and that. We have a book here. Faith comes by reading the word of God. Right? For those that are Christians, those that are supposed to be teaching. That's why when it comes to, like, this is the ending of the program as usual, but God says, blessed be Ashur, the work of my hands. This is not my opinion. Brichta Ashur pulchanadidi. It is what it says in the Bible. There is a day there will be a highway from Ashur to Egypt and in Israel. It's there. We're still here. Ahiya Ashur, Chaya Ashur. We continue with this. It's great stuff in here. And I'll see you next program. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sheikhani.